a drizzly day. It's a drizzly day today. Drizzly as it can be. The Drizzly Bear. Crazy weather in Texas last night. Part of my roof got ripped off. Damn, you guys had like a windstorm or something there? Fucking tore your roof up? You ever get the feeling that the earth is preparing to shake us off like a bad case of fucking fleas? You ever get that feeling? Golf ball hail. I lived through a Texas hailstorm one time. That shit was no joke. I took my girlfriend at the time out to get dinner. I think we had her sister with us. And it was just kind of raining. And then, like, about halfway back to town, it just started. Like, the sky opened up and golf balls started hitting my car from every direction. Did you remember the magic machine is just around the corner? Oh, yeah. It's been a while since we talked about the magic machine that's going to save us all. Thank goodness. Thank goodness the magic machine is going to make it to where we don't have to change our life, our lifestyles at all. Don't have to change the way we do things. The magic machine will just let us continuously live exactly how we're living right now. Thank goodness for the magic machine. I just hope that the insanely brilliant inventor that's currently working on the magic machine finishes it soon. Where should I eat? I live in San Antonio. Psh, bro. It's been quite a few years since I lived in San Antonio, homie. How about Las Palapas, dude? Go get Las P. Get Las P breakfast tacos. They're delicious. Some people hate on Las P, but I like Las P. Go get Las Palapas, bro. Look like an actor from Game of Thrones. Cool. I feel like if I was in Game of Thrones, I'd be one of the people that talked big shit and then got beheaded. I'd be like, no man can defeat me. And then, like, you know, there'd be a cut and there'd be my head on a pike on King's Landing, like, where do you live? You know, in a house. The best restaurant I've ever dined at, the most consistent restaurant I've ever dined at is a Mexican restaurant in Madera, California called Sal's. Not a very ostentatious place, but for my dollar, the best representation of traditional Jalisco Mexican food. And some of my favorite food. And so that's my favorite restaurant in the world there. I'm not exactly Mr. Culinary, so I don't know how it would stack up with any other kind of restaurant, but on the moon. The moon, I say. The moon. Yeah, priming shells, yep. I just subed. You just subed me? Don't do it, dude. Ever been to a fancy restaurant? A couple times, maybe. I tell you what, Scotty. Scotty took me to a fancy pants restaurant when I first moved to Bellevue to be on Drunken Peasants. Scotty took me and my girlfriend at the time out to this like gastro pub type restaurant where you don't order anything, you just sit there and the chef brings you over like a dozen little tiny bites of food. Does that make sense? Have you guys heard of that sort of thing where they bring you like one little chilled thing of, raw Wagyu beef on a bed of frozen salt or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and you're just, you know what I mean? And then by the time, yeah, tapas, is that what it is called? No, because this wasn't like, yeah. This was like a 12-course meal where every course was a small bite. And that shit was pretty crazy. It's called a full course dinner. Oh. It's called a tasting menu. Oh. What is it called? Everybody's got their own idea. I've never done anything like that before or since. And I really did feel like out of place at that place because I didn't know where we were going. And so, like, I showed up in like a big colorful hoodie and some, like, scrub pants, reeking of weed. They didn't care though. It's called stuffing your face. I mean, there really wasn't enough to stuff your face though. You know what I mean? Like, well, the crazy thing about it was by the time I reached the end and I'd eaten all of the little things, I feel like I wasn't hungry. So that was interesting. Sorry. A medieval themed restaurant. I think they've got that locked down, but you need to come up with a better idea. Do you race RC cars? No, I do not. Where are you from, bro? My mother. Where are you from? Mixed up in a tube? Also from your mother. Nice. Crazy how that works out. Brothers from another mother, eh? Do you think I should come over from Mexico and achieve my American dream of getting blonde chick with a high-paying job with yearly Europe vacations? Yes, I think you should. Man, that is a beautiful dream. And if you don't chase it, you're never going to reach it. You know? No. Hello. You look cool. Thanks. I am pretty fucking cool. Bum, bum. Boom, boom. Bum, bum, bum. Boom, boom. Oh. New chair is plotting on me. This chair better be careful because I did not pay much for this chair. This was a cheap chair. So, keeps that up, I might just stuff it in the garbage. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 boom, 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 boom. Dun, dun, dun. Do you collect anything? Emotional scars! I don't collect cards or cars. All I collect is emotional scars. No, I mean I have a small watch collection. I'm not a big collector. I never really have been decisive enough to be a collector, I don't think. Like, you play the fuck out of the banjo? Bro, I wish. I wish I could play any instrument, bro. Like, that's one thing I would do if I could go back in time. I'd like, intimidate my young self. I'd be like, hey, you listen to me, buddy. Okay? You listen to me. You're gonna learn that fucking piano. Yeah, I was in the band in middle school. I played the trumpet and flugelhorn in the band, but I was never, I never took it seriously. I never really cared to do it. collect little pocket-sized hippies. Huh? Pocket-sized hippies? That's so cool. Where do you get those? Dan the dogs. I'm surprised you can even spell that and capitalize it, friend. Dan the dogs. I think that this guy doesn't even look like Dan the dogs. We're doomed. We're doomed. Play the meat flute, bro? Can I get a private concert? Toodly 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 too. Too many dummies to talk to today. Hey, anybody out there ever read a book? Just throwing it out there. Like finished a book from start to finish. Harry Potter doesn't count. We're talking like an adult, like a grown-ups book. Anybody? Anybody? Reading Dune. Okay, well, that's close. Any Rex? I mean, sure. What kind of shit do you like? Blood Meridian, huh? That's a rough one. Am I single? No. No, sir. A little bit of everything. Oh, okay. I did. I finished the Three Body Problem trilogy. It was really good. Bro, quit botting up in my chat. Quit the bot behavior, bro. Odd fucking bot behavior. Just stop. He's throwing it back. Your mom taught me how. Your mom taught me how to do it like the best, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I read a bit less since I started needing glasses. They steam up in the bath. You can't get no anti-steamies? You can't get no anti-steam coatings or anything? That sucks, man. The Expanse. Cool. I've heard of it. I have not read it. They made a show of it too, right? I'm pretty sure that's that's how I found out about it. Rip Paul's mutton chops. They're gone. Everything's returned to basically the same length again, and all is right with the world. The big, bushy beard is coming all the way back. Oh, yes. I have not seen Lake Mungo. I've heard of it. I just have not seen it. Any idea on how you can stop smoking so much weed? Yeah, bro. I'm an expert. Hold up. What you gonna want to do? Because this is the key. Stop buying the weed. You stop buying it, then it's not around to roll up, and you'll have to quit smoking it. Yeah, it's called willpower, man. Look it up. Look up willpower in the dictionary. A Dream of Wessex. Apparently an inspired Inception. Cool. I've never heard of it. But if it inspired Inception, it's probably a pretty neat novel, I would imagine. I like that movie. I think that movie was a victim of its own success, though. You know what I mean? It was like just too overused. Blah, the blah, you know what I mean? And now every movie trailer has the blah. You know what I'm talking about, the blah. 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 In a world torn apart by strife, one man sets out to put it back together. Blah. Hans Zimmer is peeved he didn't get a nom for Dune 2. The music was not the best part of Dune. In my opinion, if you want like cool, evocative music, the David Lynch Dune outstrips the modern Dune by a country mile. So memorable, right? Bum, 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 bum. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Ain't nothing but the dog in me. Hans Zimmer said he was obsessed with writing music for Dune. Well, I mean, like, I'm really desperately trying to see if I can remember the main new Dune theme. Okay, I do. It was Nana se bonita, right? It's just not gonna compete. Like, that's the memorable thing about your fucking movie is somebody screeching at you. It's not good. You remember the day we smoked up on Hollywood Boulevard? Oh, yeah, Tom. Tom. I mean, I have kept that secret all these years, dude. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like the worst soundtrack, but it just pales in comparison to the first Dune, like the David Lynch Dune soundtrack. Pales. Wait a minute. Hold up. Paul's a Scientologist. I mean, duh. How do you think I know so much about Scientology? I do. I do know a whole lot about Scientology. It is definitely one of those topics you could pick my brain about a little bit. Because I know. I know things about things about things. Sparked in the like mid 2000s, like 2010, maybe a little earlier, 2008, 2009 ish. I got really intensely interested in Scientology, basically because for the first time I kind of learned what it was. I don't know a single Scientologist personally. Yeah, kind of weird, right? I mean, I just got obsessed with it because I was totally fascinated with the idea of a person founding their own religion in modern times. It's it's just the story of Scientology is fascinating. And the sad thing about it is that Scientology tries to make it more fascinating by making up a bunch of things about Hubbard, but Hubbard's actual life was way more fascinating. Like, as a character study, his actual life was way more fascinating. Does smoking weed increase your thetan levels? You're talking about your operating thetan levels, OT, right? There's no such thing as thetan levels or increasing your thetans, right? In fact, that's kind of what Scientology tries to do at the upper levels. It tries to rid you of what they call BTs, body thetans. These are the kind of disembodied souls of other people that attach themselves to you and bring the pain from their life into your life. That's Mr. Hubbard to you, buddy. Yeah, the Master was really good. I liked PSH in that. I liked him in pretty much everything he was ever in, but you like what Trump is doing? Yay, well. Get a personality outside of politics, please. Please. For all of us, bro. Could you please figure out a personality that's outside of political football? Because I think I speak for a growing contingent of people here in this country. We're sick of it. Thanks. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was good in it. Amy Adams was really, really compelling in it. It's just a really great movie. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson makes, for my dollar, some of the most fucking amazing, beautiful portrait kind of films. Portrait of a time. He loves to just kind of immerse his stories in these bygone eras, and he's just really good at that. Really good at like capturing the kind of zeitgeist of the times through a character study. I built like a Discord mod, bro. Lots of pizzas. Lots of pizzas. Probably quite a bit of soda, you know? You're not gonna get me with a weird ligma, bro. Okay? I'm the ligma master. You're not gonna get me. You can try it. Ooh. Maybe you need to watch it again, but I really don't get Inherent Vice. I don't remember much about Inherent Vice, to be honest with you. Are you familiarized with the concept of qualia? Qualia. I remember fake Sagan saying qualia a lot. I burped at telemarketers today. Wow, bud. Wow, bud. Clap yourself on the back. Give yourself 2 points. Qualia. How hot is it? Bro, does it look hot? You can see my fucking breath. Does it look hot to you? I'm wearing like a fucking Peruvian Sherpa coat. Does it look hot? It looks sminky? Were you trying to say stinky? Because you don't know me. Dude, I'm one of the most hygienic motherfuckers, dude. I smell like clean soap and conditioner. True. I hate being stinky. The woke mind virus, yes. Seems to be spreading despite all of our effort to fight against it. And the woke mind virus took my son from me, and I lost my son. And make comedy legal, you know. Don't forget to give your heart out to us. Dude, did you guys see Charlie Kirk cucking? Oh my God. There's a video of, because Charlie Kirk takes his tiny face and his weird giant gums, and he goes to like college campuses and he's like, change my mind. You know what I mean? He sets up these like debate booths, and it's some kid, some college kid, or looked like a college kid, was like, hey, how do you feel about Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute? And Charlie Kirk, with his tiny little face, was like, it's not a Nazi salute. And he goes, oh, then do it. If it's not a Nazi salute, then you do it. And he was like, I'd be happy to. And he goes, hi, my name is Charlie Kirk, and I send my heart out to all of you. There you go. And the kid was like, that's not what Elon did. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. My name is Charlie Kirk, and my heart goes out to all of you. What a fucking cuck. So you're going to defend it, but you're terrified of doing it. So happy I'm not a fart-smelling pseudo-intellectual. That's exactly what a fart-smelling pseudo-intellectual would say, though. I think you've, like, almost revealed yourself as a fart-smelling pseudo-intellectual. So I gotta say, bro, I think you kind of embodied your own kind of, you sowed your own poison. That's how my mom would say it. Real recognizes real. Yeah, it does. And I don't know you from Adam, bro. You feel me? You know what? You get that little fucking workaround? Game recognized game, and I don't know you. Dude, you obsessive Diddy people? There's a line. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Shakespearean. You know what that means? Do you know what methinks the lady doth protest too much means? It's a wry way to point out that oftentimes people are loudest and most vocal in opposition to things they themselves hide, right? So, you see one of these people on the internet that's constantly running around screaming pedo from the top of their lungs and pointing their finger all over the goddamn internet and shit. There's a good chance that that person is struggling with some feelings. Yeah. Well, that's why there's so many like hardcore Republicans slash super popular, super successful Christian preachers who get caught with, you know, a dick in their mouth. That's why it constantly happens. Like the loudest person decrying something that other people do probably like really, really desires that deep down inside of themselves. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people telling on themselves on the internet constantly. There are people that just travel around going, yeah, yo, this dude look like he go to a Diddy party, straight up, no cat. And it's just like, you wanted to be at a Diddy party, right? Why don't you just tell people that? You wanted to fucking oil up. It's cool. It's cool. A lot of people wanted to be at Diddy parties, bro. Just admit it. You ain't gotta like pretend you're anti-Diddy party. Oh, you know that sound, Carter Berry. That's the sound baby oil makes when you give it a good squeeze. You know. Don't act like you haven't heard it. Don't act like you haven't heard it. Yeah, it sounds like Squidward, Squidward tiptoeing. What, do you hate Christians so much? What? I don't really hate Christians. I really don't hate anybody, to be honest with you. I think hate should be reserved for somebody who like blows your mother's head off in front of you and then runs away giggling. You know what I mean? Nobody's ever done anything like that to me, so I've never had to reach down deep into hate, you know? If Diddy were smart, he would have kept a list like Epstein. How do we know he didn't? His trial hasn't started yet. We don't know what kind of fucking discovery is going to come out. We don't know what the cops have got. We know they've got something that, you know, they think is worthy of locking him up for, but as far as like what the case is, who knows how many little address books Diddy had? You know what I'm talking about? Keeping a list didn't work out too well for Epstein. Depends on the way you look at it. Drake was definitely there. I think a lot of people were definitely there. You know who I think was there oiling up? You know who I think was there? I got a strong suspicion. Ellen. I got a strong suspicion. Yeah, buddy. Ellen or Rosie O'Donnell were at the Diddy parties at least once. You think so? At least, yeah. Any like who do you think the most unexpected Diddy party attendee would be? Because I bet there are some people there you wouldn't think would be there. I bet there were some crazy attendees at some of these Diddy parties, yo. Tom Hanks. I mean, come on. Stephen Hawking. Well, he was on the Epstein Express. Jack Black. Yeah, I could see Jack Black oiling up a booty or two. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Oh, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? If Bill Nye was like the most prodigious booty oiler. Chris Tucker. I mean, that's not shocking. I mean, let's be honest, dude. Any one of us could have been there. Any one of us could have been at the Diddy party. If you got a little velvet envelope in the mail with like fucking artisan paper and it was like, P. Diddy has invited you to a fucking night you'll never forget. How many people in here credibly, before the allegations and shit, how many people credibly can hold their hand up and say like, I ain't going there. Come on. Come on. Before the fucking big story broke, your ass would have been there, booty oil in hand, spraying lube all over the living room. You know what I'm talking about? You would have went. You would have went. So there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of just like rank jealousy. You know what I mean? About the Diddy party that comes out of these like moralizers about the Diddy parties. You know, before these allegations cracked, all these moralizers would have had 2 bottles of Johnson & Johnson's baby oil in hand. You know what I mean? I understand it's kind of like a standard feature of a human being, but man, dude, just like self-refuting, obvious hypocrisy just drives me up a fucking wall, bro. It really does. It really does. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not guilty of being a hypocrite from time to time, but like I said, I think it's a standard feature of humanity, but fucking come on, bro. I find that, you know, hypocrisy is often found with the loudest moralizer. So if you've got somebody who wants to make a moral prescription about how someone else lives their life among consenting adults, you've probably found a huge hypocrite, you know. And like this, like moralizing shit is way back, man. I remember talking to TJ about this. This was right. We were living in the fucking tinderbox, so it must have been like 2017, something like that, 2018. I remember getting stoned in the living room there and talking to TJ about how like the Puritans are back, because even, you know, back then, catching flack for your language choices, catching flack for making mean jokes. It just like, it felt like the backlash was building to such a degree that it's just like the Puritans are back. They're just not wearing stupid fucking hats and buckles on their shoes this time. You know what I mean? And I think TJ countered in a typical TJ way. They never left, Paul. It's just like, yeah, I guess you're right about that, but I just feel like they're front and center again. Everybody's just like, it's really in fashion to openly moralize, to like hold yourself up as a moral superior to another human being based on something that that human being did or is accused of doing, or a lifestyle that that person lives, or a fashion choice that that person has. It just goes on and on, right? You raise your hand and there's going to be somebody morally offended about it. You know what I mean? You put your thumb up and somebody's going to find a reason to take moral offense with it and deconstruct it. You know what I mean? I really feel like people are just little raw nerves these days, just little hair trigger moral nerves, just looking around for something to take offense to, and then scrambling over one another to be the first one to take moral offense at it, to make it publicly known that your morals were offended by something that some human being did. And it's just like, we get it. You never did anything. Well, no, we get it. Your hands are clean, no skeletons in those closets. We get it. We get it. You are a pure white garment striding amongst a bunch of filthy robes. We get it. We get it. You know what I mean? It was just like, what really annoys me is, well, that's you said when people treat accusation as fact, that's part and parcel of Puritanism, right? Insinuation is fact. People itching to call each other sus. Oh yeah. Just like to trade sus call outs back and forth. It's crazy. And they've come up with all these little words to get around the words you're not allowed to say anymore. So you're not supposed to say the word faggot, right? But you can say the word zesty now. You see what I mean? The language control is literally pointless, because these words are just traded out for other words. Zesty. Look it up. That's how you call somebody a faggot now. You say, yo, bro, why you being zesty? Look it up. Yeah. You can't talk about suicide. You have to say unalive, because somebody might be offended. It's wild, right? And none of it makes any sense to me. Sewer slide. Yeah. Zesty is the new F word. I never even realized. Of course it is. Regarded, yeah. Yeah. I don't know about your short analysis, bro. I can't sign off on that observation. Am I located in Crestline? No, I'm up in Flubodet. You ever been up Flubodet way? It's near Crestline. Well, not super near Crestline. It's medium distance from Crestline. Flubodet. You ever been up in there? Yeah, I'm in the forest of Flubodet. Isn't that euphemism? What are we talking about? Zesty? Sure. Faggot is euphemism, right? Etc. It's also pejorative. It's also a descriptive word to describe something that's got a citrusy zing to it. You know, to describe food. I don't know. The English language is insane. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's a bunch of sticks. If you're in Europe, it's a cigarette. Yeah. Is what it is. Strike while the cheese is warm, bro. Sometimes, you know, that's why I do these to a certain extent. It's one of the reasons. Sometimes somebody will just drop something that fucking sticks with you. You know what I mean? Oh, you're breaking the rules. No cross chatter up in this bitch. You talk to me. Don't be atting other people. Don't be having side conversations with weirdos up in here. This is not like a social club, yo. You gotta abide by the rules if you want to sit up in here and chill. You know, I won't go through all the rules. I'll tell you the overarching rule that encompasses all rules, that if you follow it, right, you're never gonna get banned out of here. You're never gonna get fucking timed out. Respect the vibe. That's it. If I'm chill, you best match me. You best mirror me. Okay? This is just a little lesson in empathy. Remember, I'm sitting on my porch in a beautiful forest. You think I want to deal with your fucking bullshit? Do I look like the vibe right now is sorting through your bullshit? Have one little kind of tiny little fucking iota of self-awareness. You see what I mean? was vibe like a Zoomer thing. No, vibe is well, like if you go to like the original kind of usage of it in the 60s and the 70s, it meant vibration, right? So it's kind of like a new age spiritualist kind of thing. This idea that the universe is one big vibration, and that the vibrations that you put off, right, can be good or bad. They can be pleasing or discordant to the people around you, right? And so people used to say like, "Let's vibe," or "I like your vibe," right? And then it fell out of usage. When I was a kid, we didn't really use vibe much, and now it's been picked back up. And it basically means the same thing. It's short for vibration. It means the energy, the kind of mood that you bring to people, right? That's your vibe. Is there such a thing as adult choose your own adventure books? Yeah, it's called living. It's called living and existing as a human being in the modern world. This is one of the most powerful and one of the most terrifying truths that you'll ever hear anybody speak. So prepare yourself. You ready for this? What's true is what's true for you. I'm going to say it again because I want you to really fucking think about what I'm saying. What's true is what's true for you. And that is the fucking God's honest truth. There is nobody hanging over your head telling you how you have to perceive the world and what you can believe and what you can think about what's going on. It's you. Your life is an insane choose your own adventure book. You're an ape. You're an ape wandering around a concrete jungle, and you get to decide what it all fucking means. That's one of the craziest fucking things you'll ever hear in your life because it's dead true. Dead true. Nobody can tell you what you think about that or this or me or you. Your interpretation of it, limited as it is, doesn't change anything except for you, which is beautiful and terrifying because it makes you realize I'm not the only person who knows this, and you don't have to know this to employ it. There are people out there living in a fucking world that if you were to step into it, it would be indistinguishable from fantasy. They believe in magic, luck, all of these strange concepts that rule so many people's lives. Think about a belief system based on those premises, right? And they're out there. I'm out here. Doesn't your belief system want you to quit smoking? My belief system doesn't care that I smoke. Isn't that great? No, it really is some wild shit. We live in this expansive universe but we have this overall dull instrument with which to experience it. And how we filter that experience is entirely up to us, right? Entirely up to us. People can impinge on your life, come into your life without your say-so, do horrible things to you, right? But how you perceive those things is entirely you. It's an interesting truth. And I find it to be more than a little terrifying, conceptually speaking. Knowing that you're dealing with not, a group, you're dealing with 7 billion individuals, each with their own universe. And you somehow have to bridge the gap between your universe and theirs in order to make any kind of change in the world, right? I just start to get lost in the complexity of it. The universe is a series of odd reactions and perspectives that will never be understood by another. Never say never. But Omri, you said never. Ah, so I did. Never say never, whatever you do. Never say never, my friend. If you believe that your dreams can come true, they'll come true in the end. Never say never, my dude. Keep up your smile, don't ever despair. Take heart and then count to 10. Hope for the best, work for the rest, and never say never again. Fievel Goes West. Nah, dude. The original American Tale hits hardest of all, bro. It's sad that it's not as popular. There's a couple of those. What was that guy's name, man? There was an animator, a non-Disney guy, and he made such fucking amazing animations. Another one that people hardly ever talk about that I think is just a crazy good animation is Secret of Nim. The guy that made that also made American Tail, and American Tail is just fucking probably my favorite animated film of all time. Outside of the, including the Disneyverse. Don Bluth, thanks. Yeah. That's the guy. That's the fucking guy. Secret of Nim used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. And I was a kid that was exposed really early to actual horror films, and so it's like, for Secret of Nim to creep me out, it just kind of like lets you know how it can differ from the kind of Disney standard. And American Tail is really good. Like, really good. I haven't seen it in a while either. I need to watch it again because I think it's just a really good. It's a really good movie. More of a Ralph Bakshi guy. Ralph Bakshi. He did Heavy Metal. Was that Ralph Bakshi? Fritz the Cat, Fire and Ice. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's probably why I got it mixed up. And Fritz, yeah. Oh. I wonder how many people those dudes get. The guys that like make an alt channel named Notification, and then they go like, warning, if live stream is not ended within 1 minute, ban will ensue or something. Like, I wonder how many peepaws and meemaws have been tricked by that. You mean bastards. I'm not that old though, dude. Dude, I was trolling before that person was even born. Guaranteed. 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 What are you, 36? Oh, bless you, sir. Bless you. Oh. When I eat Hagrid, same reason I ate up your mom. I was hungry. Flattery will get you everywhere, my boy. Everywhere. No, I'll be 45 next month. Soon. Oh, Jesus. Wait a minute. Yeah. Next month. Well, almost next month. Fuck. That's not good. My 50s. The 50s are knocking at my door, dude. Am I ready to turn 50? No. Edible just kicked in. No. Nice coiffure. Oh. 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 Vosh is the goat. Isn't he the horse? Doesn't he want to be the horse? I think you might have your barnyard animals mixed up. Whoop. He's still peeping his content. I have not seen a Vosh video in at least a couple months. I kind of like checked in right after the election and was like, yep, he's basically saying all the same shit I was saying 6 months ago. But now he's acting like it's some new, fresh position. Got it. Cool. Yeah, he's on a tear against the Democrats last time I checked. Calling them weak, ineffectual, shitty, unelectable. All the things I was saying before the election when everybody else was, you know, gaslighting the fucking world into thinking that fucking Peepaw could ever continue to run the country, let alone survive another 4 years. Is this a safe space? This is a dangerous space. This is actually the opposite of a safe space. This is a place where you are likely to have your sensibilities offended. Good. Good. I bet you wouldn't be saying good once I target your sensibility. And you'll be telling me to shut up. You'll be calling me a pussy and a lib and all this shit. Trust me. I can spot one of you culture warriors a mile away, man. Y'all reek. Y'all reek. I can spot one of you motherfuckers, bro. Some of the most sensitive little pussies in the world play that culture war shit. Don't fucking call me daddy, dude. Please. And no, I don't do TikTok. Are you fucking kidding me? My brother just graduated 3rd grade, says, no, I'm not going to say it, dude. Comic book guy. Is that me? Worst movie ever. Yes, Father Paul. What was that? Hold up. Somebody got fired up right there. Oh, I am an ordained priest. In nomine Patris, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Amen. There's my proof. I'm actually a cardinal, but let's not get technical, okay? So don't fucking talk to me, bro. You don't know me. All right? Did you smoke a J with Pope Francis? Funny you should mention that. But, you know what I mean? We were having a little dinner with Pope Francis, the cardinals. I call them the cards. Me and the cards and Pope having a dinner, and I brought out a joint, and I started the rotation with the Holy Father. He grabbed that joint and he hit it harder than I've ever seen a motherfucker hit a joint. I mean, he was like back in on it. Had a coughing fit. Next morning, pneumonia in both lungs, bro. And like a lot of the Cardinals are pointing the finger at me and going like, you were the one that brought that poisonous. They're trying to get all sanctimonious now, like they weren't going to take it next. So that's why I don't have the thing. You know what I mean? The collar. Temporarily defrocked. Dope Francis. Yeah, that's what we call him. That's what we call him. That's what all the cards call him. Dope Francis. Yeah. Because he is like, he's a hound for that weed, bro. I mean, in order to put those shoes on, you gotta be high. You know what I mean? That's what we always say. Those pearl shoes, that motherfucker everywhere, bro. You gotta be smoking. You gotta be smoking to put on the pearl shoes, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta be high as fuck. Put that stupid ass hat on, bro. That goofy ass fucking hat, bro. You like that hat, honestly. A lot of people do. It's kind of a joke, though. You know, among the cards. Turn the hat upside down in the hot box. Funny you should mention that, bro. Funny you should mention, but everybody, all the Cardinals have ripped the hat. Let's just put it that way, bro. Every Cardinal out there, they'll lie right to your face and say they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not that type, bro. Jesus didn't lie, so neither do I. You know what I mean? I just tell the truth. You know what I mean? Trying to say you're a Cardinal, a temporarily defrocked Cardinal, yes. In the Holy Roman Church, yes. Temporarily defrocked, pending an investigation into rumors and allegations that I passed a joint to the Holy Father and that he hid it, and then that gave him pneumonia. It's ridiculous. I'll have my collar back soon, but in the meantime, I'm on sabbatical. And so, you know, you may not have heard of me before. You know, I'm a cardinal of a relatively unknown small town in Latvia. I was appointed in 1993 to the priesthood. And I did a religious mission there to Latvia. You know what I mean? And fuck, man. That place. Things were not good. Let's just put it that way. All alleged. Alleged. Right. That's why I have a biblical name. Yeah, well, my name is Paul. Yeah. Cardinal, you can look me up on the pope.org website. Go look me up. Cardinal Paul Franzini of Latvia. Sorry, I don't use that last name very much. I just go by Cardinal Paul. Cardinal Paul Franzini of Latvia. That's me. All the pomp and circumstance and honors that come with that. I do have to apologize to you guys. I am expecting an official response from the Vatican today, and a helicopter may land here. And if that happens, I've got to go. That just means I've been summoned to conclave or whatever. So. I just told you who I am, bro. Tweaking? Son, the Lord worketh in mysterious ways. Okay? I forgive him. That's it. I'm kidding. I try to be Christ-like, but I'm not. I don't forgive him. I hate that motherfucker. And I would slap him right in his face if he was right here. But at least I admit it. I admit my failings. That's part of being a cardinal. You wouldn't know that, doubters. We all fall short of that example. You know what I mean? I'm not the only one. Got to be a fact checker. We're looking it up. I can't find. Bro, if you don't know how to do the internet, that's not my problem. Okay? That doesn't undo divinity school. That doesn't undo the Pope's blessing that made me a cardinal. So, like, your inability to Google my name doesn't change the principal facts. Just like, man, just like I said earlier, man, choose your own adventure, right? You bless us all through the internet. Sure. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. I want quiet. Okay, there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. You don't have to thank me. It's kind of my job. I'm a cardinal, so you know what I mean. It's very tough to imagine a world where I'm like, no, I will do a blessing real quick. You know, that's just kind of like, you know, asking the guy at the McDonald's counter, can I have a hamburger? You know what I mean? Like, obviously you can. Comes with the territory. Yep. Well, you know, thank the man upstairs. You know what I mean? He's the one to give all the glory. You know what I mean? All that stuff. Thank the man upstairs. Treat others as you wish to be. That is the golden rule, right? That is the golden rule. Yeah. You know, not to get all biblical with you, but you just remind me of First Krabby Pattis. First Krabby Pattis said, lo, and though your friend may annoy thee, thou shalt keep him close to your chest. So, you know, if that has some meaning for you this morning. I mean, I guess I could tell you guys a little bit about how I became a cardinal. I made a discovery And this is something that like the church has not even announced because it's like the hugest discovery of all time in the history of Christianity. But in Latvia, during my missionary work there, I happened upon a holy relic. Now, if you've ever heard about this, oftentimes saints, popes, parts of their body will be kept in churches as holy relics, holy saint relics, right? And so while I was doing some investigation into this holy relic, I found this small bone. I was able to connect the dots, and it turns out that the relic that I had recovered was the pinky of Christ. So, at that point, the church was in an absolute furor internally. Of course, I kept it very quiet, being already a frocked priest. But after it was confirmed, I was immediately elevated to cardinalhood, and I'm a candidate for, I'm not supposed to say this either, but I'm a candidate for sainthood when I pass, just for that. So it's a big, yeah, nanny nanny boo boo, I found Christ's pinky, and you didn't, is basically what I'm trying to say. No, nobody's found Rasputin's pud yet. That's floating in the Dnieper River somewhere, probably. You know what I mean? Are you in line for the Pope? I mean, technically every cardinal in the college is in line, right? But, you know. I'm not really seeking that, to be honest with you. I mean, every cardinal seeks it a little. But I'm not too. I'm not. I'm not really pursuing it with vigor at this point. You know. Bit young, yeah. That's what they say. I kind of want like a 50 plus pope, and that would be real young pope, 50. Good weed, the best. Like that's kind of like what the Cardinals call me. My little in joke cardinal name is the Green Cardinal, because I have that killer ass fucking 70s Furburger Whoopi Goldberg necromancer shit. I grow, bro. I sprout. I move massive amounts. I move weight. I mean, I'm a cardinal. What do you think I'm doing with all that authority? You know what I mean? Are you the lost member from ZZ Top? There's no lost about it. I'm the lead singer of ZZ Top. Yeah, I'm so shocked that a lot of you don't know who I am. It's crazy. Like, I'm a cardinal in the Catholic Church and the current frontman for ZZ Top. You put holy water in the bong? Of course. Of course. You're a cardinal. You can make holy water out of tap water. And you're not going to load that up in your bong. Come on. And before you ask, yes, we bless the bowl before we rip the fucking bong too. You go. There's a little tiny bowl, it's a little bowl, so you go like that over the bowl. AMA. Ask a cardinal anything, man. I'll tell you anything, bro. I don't care. Look, I'm called to be truthful, so you know I'm not gonna hold any secrets back. You want to know? I'll tell you. How many kids? I can't talk about that. That's the one topic that we don't talk about that. Ask me anything else. What is the meaning of life? Ironically, the meaning of life is searching for life's meaning. Tig Old Biddies is second. Tig Old Biddies might be first, honestly. Let me ask you a question in chat. And I want you guys to be honest. Don't lie to a cardinal. God is watching you right now. I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you've ever legit motorboated a pair of Tigos. And we're talking D's or up. We're not talking... If you have motorboated a pair of Tigos, and I'll know, God knows when you're lying, and legit Tigos, not 69. I think there's some liars in here. I think there's some liars. God forgive me, I've done it. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned, but you know what I mean? You just can't. I don't like big Tigos. Damn. You've strayed from the church, son. Let me just I hate to be a broken record, but let me just quote for you. First Ezekiel 7:21-18. And lo, did her breasts hang heavy and low. And lo, did he pull the ripcord. And lo, did the motorboating happen. So, maybe come back to the church, my guy. Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel. Your hair needs cutting. Did Jesus' hair need cutting? Are we not commanded to be Christ-like? Did Jesus need a haircut? Fall on your knees, sinner. Am I smoking weed? Yes. Anything else? Ask a cardinal anything. You guys have this crazy opportunity, and none of you can come up with a question. It's sad. Jesus wants us to take chase biddies or cheeks. Cheeks and biddies. Lo, the earth is laid bare before you. Lo is the bounteous harvest yours to reap. Let me ask you a question. Are there biddies on the planet? Yes, sir. Are there cheeks on the planet? Yes, sir. Is that not part of God's bountiful harvest? Yes, sir. Would you rather smell something awful or taste something awful? There's not really a whole lot of difference at a certain level, to be honest with you. Like really bad smelling shit, you feel like you're tasting it. And really bad tasting shit, you can smell it. So, what's my Pope name gonna be? Pope Terminus the First. Pope Terminus. This is how you're gonna see me pictured too, in a black robe. When I ascend the throne, I'm gonna walk out in all black, trimmed with like dark blood red. And I'm gonna sit down on that Pope throne. I'm gonna look at everybody like this. I'm gonna sweep the fucking room, man. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look at all these fucking cardinals and peons and bitches and whores and pieces of shit. And then I'm gonna look right into the camera. And they're gonna say, "What will you be called, sire?" And I'm gonna say, "Terminus." Pope Terminus is pretty good, Father. Thank you. Thank you, my son. What's in the Vatican's vault? A whole lot of boring ass shit, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish I could like be honest with you and tell you, oh, their fucking Mark of the Covenant is down there. There ain't shit down there, bro. You would be bored in 5 seconds if you got in there. I've been in there a bunch of times, bro, to grab this or that. And it's just like, bro, I almost fall asleep trying to find stuff in there. It's so dusty and boring and lame. You look like a villain wizard. Well, thank you. What's your main agenda as a cardinal? I've thought about this. Yeah, this is pretty. I mean, if you looked at my career, it's hard. You know what I mean? Because I've been in the church for so long. But I think that if you really took the totality of my career, it has been about clapping cheeks. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm happy with that. I think that's a good thing to be known as the cardinal of, you know? The cardinal of clapping cheeks. How much Diddy oil would be found in a Vatican raid? Let's just say Diddy had a very high up supplier to get his hands on that blessed Diddy oil that he was using. And I'll just leave it there. Slinging hog, yeah. Turn the other cheeks, right? Clap the other cheek. That's what Jesus said. You guys remember. He said, and lo, if someone should clap your cheeks, turn and clap the other cheek. right? It's shocking to me how little you people know about religion, you know? But ask away. Judge not, lest ye be judged. That was a sin, Lord. Forgive me for that one. I know you got my back, but I'm just saying. I know it's a formality. I just was asking, you know. I get it, dude. I get it. No. It's cool. No, thank you. Sorry about that. Just talking to G. What does God's voice sound like? So there's a film. I'm trying to describe it because it really is a little bit indescribable, and you'll have to forgive me. I don't remember the actor in the film. The film, as I recall it, is about a gentleman who was born in the eastern part of Los Angeles, if that makes any kind of sense. And he's a very charismatic gentleman with a jaunty black mustache. I swear to God, whoever that is, charismatic gentleman who was born in the eastern part of Los Angeles, sounds exactly like God. Exactly like God. He used to say, he was in another thing too. He was part of a duo. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. He was part of a duo, and they would have jaunty adventures together where they would smoke marijuana and take mushrooms and acid. I can't remember their names, but it was blank and blank. I can't remember the name of the movie, you know? But, yes, the one with the mustache sounds exactly dead ass like God. Check and Chong. Yeah. Check. Is that his name? Check? Check. Sounds just like God. Cheech. Sounds just like God. Shit you not. It's actually eerie. It's actually eerie. Thanks for helping me figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Just like God. Dead ass. You know, you're like, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. He's like, what's happening? What are you talking about? It's like, I'm sorry, man. I judged another person. He's like, don't even worry about it, eh? I got you. Have any favorite movie directors? Yeah. That just doesn't seem to be like a question you would ask a cardinal. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like. I think the one that makes the most compelling films is Uwe Boll. You guys ever heard of Uwe Boll? He makes these amazing, hard-hitting, gritty action films. Absolutely fucking phenomenal films. You know what I mean? was the most satanic force in the world right now, in your holy opinion? The woke. Let me just tell you something. The devil loves that woke shit. Every time somebody becomes woke, the devil gets a big smile on his face. Interestingly enough, the devil sounds like an actor as well in a movie, but I can't place his name. Gosh, he's in this movie where he and his friend do drugs, smoke a lot of pot, and get into kind of shenanigans together. Fuck, what is that movie called? But yeah, he's a kind of a tall, gangly actor with a beard, like wears a beanie a lot and glasses. I'm trying to remember his name. It was something and something. Something and something. This and that. I can't remember the name. Peach and Dong. Peach and Dong. Was it Peach and Dong? Peach and Dong. Yeah, he's Dong. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that. Thank you. Yeah, the devil sounds just like Dong. Yeah, I think his name is Billy in Billy Dong, right? Yeah, and his friend Peach Marin. Yeah. Thanks. What do you like being a cardinal? Let me set that down. Bitches, money, weed. In that order. Everything else, don't talk to me. Basically, if it ain't about those three topics, you know what I mean? I'm not about it as a cardinal. If that's it, you're in. I mean, you can't just be in. I mean, I found the pinky of Christ to get in. You gotta like stand out. You can't just get in, man. Like, I went to fucking seminary school, you know? I got a master's in divinity. I've been a priest since 1995. What the fuck is a cardinal? Bro, you been living under a rock somewhere or something? You okay there, bro? Did you just wake up from a coma? It's a bird. Yeah, duh. It's a bird. Excuse me, I've got to go evacuate my bladder. I piss quickly. Well, as you get older, well, I won't spoil the surprise. Shout out to that chair. Cool. It's pretty strong to hold my gigantic ass. I'm always waiting 2 minutes until I start to piss. Really? Now you got flow problems, bro. You got flow problem. You might want to get, you know what I mean? They need to give you the, I'm just, yeah, man, you got flow problems, bro. Bro, can I tell you guys a story? This is a fucked up story, bro. So, I started working pretty young. I got a work permit, but I'd had a job before I got a work permit. And when I finally did get a work permit, it allowed me to do a summer program at the factory that my parents worked at for a summer. And so I got to work on and off at that factory over the summer and make a little extra money. And one of the things that it required was a full physical examination. In order, you know, because they got to cover you insurance-wise and all that shit. And so, I don't remember I do remember the doctor's name, but I don't want to dox him. He was a Middle Eastern guy. They sent me to the doctor, right? He was a Middle Eastern guy, and I'm thinking like a physical, like he's gonna knock on my knees with the fucking thing, which he did. Gonna look at my eyes and look at my nose and my ears and my throat, right? So this dude goes, all right, slide your shorts down, right? And I'm like, oh shit. And he mashes my nuts around. And then he goes, okay, now I want you to bend over on the table here. And I was like, what? And I see him putting the glove on. And bro, he had the biggest, longest, thickest, hairy knuckledest finger I'd ever seen in my life, bro. I swear to God, I felt like it had an extra knuckle on it. Like it looked like the Slender Man's finger or some shit, but it was hairy. And man, dude, I got so unlucky. It was like Shaq's finger, but hairy. It was wild. And, you know, I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? I took one for the team. But did you pass the exam? I passed with flying colors, man. He had a hairy ET finger. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was crazy. Mashed my... That's what they do. They mash your balls. They grab your sack and start squeezing. You know what I mean? So they did that. Had me cough. Checking for the hernia, I think, is what that checks for. And they make sure you ain't got no polyps or anything. Cancers or colon shits.
It's weird how much more intimate like a guy's sports physical is compared to a woman's, but I guess there's just different shit going on.
Yeah,
That's like a serious thing that happens.
It happens pretty often. Yeah. Well, like, honestly, it's because as dudes, we're like having a fucking delicate organ that hangs.
Well, it just goes like.
Yeah, it hangs outside your body. It's like it's just not really ideal, and just so
flopping around as you move around, and the more you move around, the more it flops around.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a little crazy. You know what I mean? It's a little wild. Like other animals developed like adaptations and stuff to make that shit a little bit more economical and to like stash away bits that they didn't need right then, you know what I mean? Like, but human beings, it's all out. It's just hanging there, you know? Evolution gone wrong. Yeah. I want you to think of like how many people in human history and prehistory before, we were a civilizational species were running away or running towards some prey and ran through a thorn bush and tore their sack open. Just because, like, it's just hanging there. And they fucking go to pounce the prey or to get away from something that was chasing them and just snag that scrot and rip that sack open. I bet it's
one of the first things that, like, started clothing. Like, we gotta protect this.
Probably, yeah. It might have been the impetus to start covering ourselves.
Yeah. Start down there.
Yeah.
Go from there.
People think there's intelligent design. Explain the ball sack. Not smart. Yeah. It really isn't.
Well, there's just no room for it when you stand up straight, I guess. Like, because everything else is on all fours, so there's plenty of room down there, but then all that room gets...
Yeah. Well, the problem that the scrotum was created to solve was the need for sperm to be at a regulated temperature.
Yeah.
And instead of, natural selection just finding an anomaly where the sperm could, exist better at the natural core temperature of a human, it went the opposite route, and it's like, let's put this outside the body so it can cool down.
Yeah. It's like other animals, they have like heat cycles, so like they're not even like ready to go all the time.
That's another fucking problem with us apes. It's crazy. We're wild. You know what I mean?
So I guess that's what necessitated a consistent fucking sperm temperature, because the fertility of women was going to be so all over the place. There wasn't a time where, like, this is where you do it.
So, well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely designed at a certain level for, like, males copulating as much as they can with as many females as they can.
Yeah.
Like, our junk is designed with that in mind. That's the state of nature for human beings. We need to discuss scrotums more often. A lot of people, like, you can see how many people ran away from this discussion, you know what I mean? But I don't, Half the world has got one. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
You guys did a whole DFF on the foreskin.
True.
And broke some people's brains a little bit.
True. Too true. There's some coffee in there, and it should still be decent.
Did you get him a breaky yet or
no? No, I just let him out. Dude, playing the Cardinal is kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'll do that more often. Since there's so many like randos that have never seen me dropping by, I'll just start pretending I'm some important thing. And I'll start chastising people and correcting people. It was fun. Fucking hippie. I'm gonna gut you, you goddamn hippie. Yeah, I'm gonna get myself one of them collars, and I'm gonna start just pointing at it when people check me. I'm gonna be like, "Excuse me, pardon me. Say what?" Get the hat. Make it. Maybe I'll just make it a recurring theme. I'll start collecting Cardinal gear, like big costume jewelry and shit that I can flex. Maybe I've just found my calling. Cardinal Paul. Yeah, it's father to you, son. I can start doing some wild shit. Like, I'll get like some Illuminati symbolism or something on a big chain, and I'll wear it right here. You know what I mean? And when people ask me about it, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I'll get like an upside down pyramid with the eye or whatever. I'll show up one time in like death metal, like full like Papa Emeritus. Ghost death metal level Cardinal.
Finished already?
Oh, I did something for these boys the other day.
What?
Because you were snoozing when I fed them.
Yeah.
I took Dinor's kibble and I heated up that sink and let it get like kind of hot. Mm-hmm. I gave him a skosh of like warm gravy, mixed it all up in there. And then while I was serving him, I put Cricket's can under it a little bit and let it run. And so his can was warm. Dude, he ate it so fast.
Yeah.
He liked it. Cricket, I think, liked it more than D. I think D didn't even
care.
I don't think he cares.
Well, the gravy thing for Dinor, that was back when, you know, he was eating super slow.
Yeah.
You don't eat slow.
He's a gobbler.
Mm-hmm. All it took was Cricket munching his kibbles a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Lucifer is one of the coolest theological figures in history. I mean, I don't know, it depends on your definition of cool. I think a lot of people can like identify with Lucifer as being rebellious to ultimate authority and stuff. I think human beings have a streak of that in them. Anyway, I'm done. I will see you next time.